Hello everyone and welcome to my home and away news, I hope. Everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers preview July 24. Can Curtis stop Drew before Portia pays the price? The next General Hospital spoilers video for Thursday, July 24, 2025, shows Trina holding her ground while Nina panics, and Alexis asks a favor that Drew may not grant. Carly, Laura Wright, asks Sonny Morris Bernard, "Does that mean my family's no longer in danger?" Although Sonny got Sidwell, Carlo Rhoda, to withdraw his support for Measure C, that's only a bandage on the problem. Everyone in Sonny's orbit is still in danger from the baddie. Kai, Jens Austen Astrup, tells Trina, Tabiana Ali, "I would give anything for us to find our way back to where we were." Considering the weekly teasers show that Trina holds her ground, she's not going to listen to any of his reasons for siding with Drew. Cameron Matheson. A tearful Nina, Cynthia Watros, tells Ava, Maura West, "Things are so much worse than I thought." After what Portia, Brooke Care, told her, she knows that Drew has seduced Willow over to the dark side. Is it too late for Willow to redeem herself? Alexis, Nancy Lee Grahn, asks Drew, "Can I ask a favor?" The teasers also state that Alexis has a frank talk with Drew. Is she asking him to make sure Scout, Cosette Abenant, remains a part of her life? Speaking of which, Scout asks Willow, Caitlin McMullen, "Do you want me to call you Mom?" Yet another collective groan is going to come from the viewers. But Willow's turning dark like Drew, so she's probably going to insist on it. A frazzled-looking Portia implores Curtis, Donald Turner, "If you've got an ace up your sleeve, it's time to play it." He really does. Time is running out. And if Curtis doesn't neutralize Drew soon, Portia's going to sacrifice her career and possibly her freedom for the greater good. The halls of General Hospital are about to echo with secrets, betrayals, and a race against time as Curtis Ashford finds himself at the center of a dangerous storm. Drew Kane is spiraling, and his choices could leave Portia Robinson caught in the crossfire. With old wounds reopened and new threats looming, the question remains, can Curtis step in before everything explodes? Drew on the edge. Ever since his release from Pentonville, Drew has been a man transformed, but not for the better. The once calm and composed Navy SEAL-turned-businessman has been nursing a storm of resentment and pain, especially after finding out that his relationship with Carly is now more complicated than ever. The truth about Willow's connection to Nina, combined with Carly's lies, has left Drew hardened. But it's not just his love life that's pushing him to the edge. Drew's recent decisions at Aurora Media have raised eyebrows, especially those of Portia. Portia, who's tried to keep her distance from the Quartermain business drama, finds herself entangled when Drew's actions put GH at risk. He's been pressuring the hospital board to support his latest initiative, a tech expansion plan that could gut resources from vital programs, including the one Portia oversees in neurology. What Drew sees as business evolution, Portia sees as reckless endangerment. Portia sounds the alarm. Portia's concern isn't just professional. She's seen firsthand how dangerous Drew's ambition can be. She's begun quietly collecting evidence, digging into Aurora's financial decisions, and even pulling HR files on some of Drew's recent hires. When she discovers a troubling link between Drew and a shady investor with a criminal record, she knows she has to act fast. Portia confides in Curtis, urging him to talk to Drew before it's too late. But her urgency doesn't just come from fear of losing a research grant or a job. It's something more ominous. One of the investor's shell companies has ties to Cyrus Reynald, and Portia believes Drew is unknowingly opening the door to one of the most dangerous men Port Charles has ever seen. Curtis caught between loyalty and love. Curtis is no stranger to danger or divided loyalties. Having only recently gotten back on his feet, both literally and figuratively, after the shooting that left him paralyzed, he's still navigating his new reality. His marriage to Portia is still healing from her secrets about Trina's paternity, and now he's being asked to go toe-to-toe with Drew, one of his oldest friends. At first, Curtis tries to stay neutral, urging Portia to trust that Drew isn't a threat. But when Marshall offers a cryptic warning after overhearing something at the Savoy, Curtis begins to realize that Portia may be right. And worse, Portia may already be in danger. A mysterious figure is seen watching her outside the hospital, and Trina receives a threatening message warning her mother to stay out of it. Unaware of how far things have spiraled, Drew barrels ahead with his project, announcing a public partnership between Aurora and a new biotech startup, one that Portia knows is a front for laundering dirty money. When she confronts him at the press conference, things get explosive. "You don't know what you're playing with, Drew," Portia warns, her voice shaking. "You think this is just about money and innovation. You're dragging this entire hospital, and this entire town, into a war you won't see coming until it's too late." Drew, furious and blindsided, accuses Portia of trying to sabotage him because of her allegiance to Curtis. He storms out, but his expression is haunted. He's beginning to realize there may be more to this than he thought. Curtis takes action. Curtis knows he's out of time. With Portia's safety now a tangible concern, and Drew's pride keeping him blind, Curtis decides to take matters into his own hands. He taps into his old connections from his PI days, digging deeper into the investor's background and following the money trail. What he finds chills him to the bone: multiple shell companies, ties to Eastern European crime syndicates, and a confidential memo revealing plans to use Aurora's biotech expansion as a cover for a pharmaceutical smuggling operation. Curtis knows he has to act fast. The confrontation. Curtis corners Drew at Aurora's headquarters late at night, slamming the folder full of evidence onto his desk. "This isn't just bad judgment, Drew," he growls. "You've let a wolf into the fold, and Portia, she's the one who's going to pay for it." Drew flips through the documents, the color draining from his face. "I didn't know," he whispers. I thought they were clean. I was trying to build something real." Curtis doesn't back down. "Then you better help me clean it up. Because if anything happens to Portia, I swear to God, I'll never forgive you." Portia in the crosshairs. Meanwhile, back at the hospital, Portia stays late reviewing patient files when the power suddenly goes out. Her phone won't connect. Security is gone. She hears a noise in the hallway, footsteps. Someone's coming. Just as the door handle starts to turn, it bursts open, not with an attacker, but with Curtis. He got there just in time. "Come on," he says, pulling her close. "We're getting out of here. Now." But before they can make it out of the building, a masked man steps into the corridor, blocking their exit. It's clear this was more than just intimidation. Portia was meant to disappear. A desperate alliance. Drew, shaken and ashamed, realizes he has to do more than apologize. He uses his insider status to lure the investor into a meeting under the guise of moving forward with their project. But it's a trap. Curtis is waiting, and so is the PCPD. By the end of the week, arrests are made, Portia is safe, and Aurora's shady deal is dead. But the cost has been high. Drew's reputation is in tatters, and Curtis and Portia now live with a haunting knowledge of how close they came to disaster. The aftermath. In the final moments of the episode, Drew stands on the pier, staring out into the harbor, reflecting on how his own blind ambition nearly destroyed everything. Curtis joins him, the silence between them heavy. "You could have told me," Drew finally says. "You didn't have to go behind my back." Curtis answers quietly, "And you didn't have to put Portia in danger." The two men exchange a long look. There's still a friendship there, damaged but not entirely broken. But one thing's for sure, Port Charles will never be the same.